Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Today we're going to do an unboxing. Just got in a package. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Got a good idea, but I think it's we're going to be surprised together. So please stay tuned. So what we have today is the Girsan Witness 2311. Let's see here. Come with the iron sight plate, the adjustment tool for your red dot, the owner's manual, and the actual pistol. Comes with one mag, 17 rounder, and their own dot. So we'll get a chance to get familiar with the pistol and show clear, and we'll do a comparison against the Prodigy, but I'm happy to get it in today. This is the 5-inch version of it. They do have a 4.5, but this is the 5-inch version. So we'll get started. So again, the pistol does come with one mag, 17 round, steel mag. Does come with a red dot, and it looks like some of it is exposed at the bottom. I'm not sure if it's the battery compartment, but we'll take a look at it, disassemble, and see what's going on. Clear. Recoil spring is rather heavy. I'm probably going to do some work on that, but the trigger, it's a heavy trigger. Take up is very short, but a heavy trigger. Clean brake. A real good audible reset. Short reset. So, not sure if you can see. Take up is here, but it's heavy. Brake. And then the reset. Short reset. But seems to be a pretty heavy trigger. And does feel like some grit in that. So maybe some, to have a chance to break in, but we'll take a look at it and see. But other than that, seems to be a little bit of top heavy compared to the Prodigy. Grip seems to be okay. I'm not sure about the mag well. It does engage and lock up pretty good. And supposedly you're able to use other mags from other manufacturer to be able to use it in this particular pistol. But we'll test that all out. Stay tuned. Okay, so we separate the slide frame and the grip panel here, and notice that maybe we haven't gotten the safety off, but maybe the tolerance on the actual trigger, the bow, and the grip panel here is quite tight, so that might contribute to it being a a little gritty or heavier pull. But we probably won't do anything until we actually decide if we're gonna do some upgrades, and if everything works fit well, then we might swap out some parts. But that's the main part that looks like it's might be some tight tolerance there, to where it's a little heavy on that. But otherwise everything seems to fit well. It does come with a this is the 5-inch, so the barrel bushing, it's the regular standard size, and it seems like everything else is well made. We'll test it out some more and see, but we'll take it to the range and go from there. Okay, so we're going to do a side to side comparison between the Prodigy and the Girsan. Prodigy, clear. Girsan, clear. Magazine are interchangeable. Doesn't look like any dimensional differences on it. The one thing I like about the Girsan out of the box is the manual thumb safety. The ledge on it is quite wide compared to the factory Prodigy, so that's a plus on that. The overall, the price point for the Girsan versus the Prodigy, you can probably add the accessories like the trigger, the nitro fin, the thumb safety, and the ignition kit onto the Girsan and get that to the price point of a base model Prodigy without the red dot. That's a plus. The negative on that, the pros that we've covered, the cons, there's a little bit more slide to frame wobble on the Girsan versus the Prodigy, and I've had several hundreds of rounds through this one already. So, but as far as that, I think the fit on the Prodigy is a lot better than the Girsan. The grip module here, basically, when it was apart, we see a lot of, I guess it's unfinished burrs or what on the, or wasn't cleaned up very well, I guess I would say. You can see it looking down the mag well, and you can see where the mag release is. There's some rough spot in there. And the trigger itself was a little bit gritty or tight tolerance, where it would be, feel like it's you got to pull it quite hard to disengage, versus the Prodigy, very, very smooth. Now I'm referring to when it was still stock. There's a difference with this with the red dirt trigger in it, but when it was stock with no modification, even the stock trigger and bow was smooth inside the Prodigy. Other than that, the with the red dot on here, you do have the dots on the front, and then on the housing of the red dot, you have in a sense, a backup sight when your red dot goes out. Now, it is I believe it's a shake awake, because there's no external button to turn it on and off or create any kind of intensity on the dot itself. The dot is pretty crisp, so might not replace that, but eventually probably go away with the dot and just put the iron sight back on this particular model. But other than that, the overall impression of the gun is that it does have a few things going its way. We'll go to the range and see how it runs there, but and we'll do a follow-up. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.